So here's a video about my trades I took today on my funded account. At the daily, what you can see is this bearish value has been negated. And this was obviously today, but I had no idea the day would go like this. But for my analysis, therefore I went to the 4 hour. And as you probably know, I view the market like this. So today, also if I use a dealing range, price wasn't able to touch 25%, but we are retracing in here. Then we came back into this order block resting right here. So for me, I went to the, I think it was the 1H maybe. Yeah, so in here you can see it clear. We created this high and we created this low. So we were inside this area in this range, right? So you have this high to this low. And I marked it out like that. Because it's Asia, still when I came to the charts, it was the London Open. So there was equal highs created. Maybe it was on the 15, maybe. Let me see. Yeah, the same high and low, yeah. So relative equal highs were created, and we have this low right here. And oh, that was, yeah. Sorry, my bad. So here we have relative equal highs, and I notice these relative equal lows right there. So I was just waiting to see what would happen because London opens and then London traded lower. So my first thought was that London would take out those equal lows and then reverse from here to take out those equal highs. But then it just melted, price just melted. It just went lower and lower and lower and lower. So I set out London. I didn't do anything. I just watched price going lower and take out all those buy side liquidity. So then I was expecting some kind of retracement in lunch, anticipating a classic sell day. That didn't happen. Lunch just continued the move lower of London. So then I was expecting, okay, if London is going lower and lunch is going lower, then probably New York will consolidate or will retrace. So, and that's where we find my first trade. Because also now, if we measure this move from this low to this high, we can clearly see that we are in a discount. We are below 50%, makes sense. Here we have an order block, so where we can react from. And also we took out those equal lows right here at the left hand side. So if I go to the daily, let's review my first attempt. So as you can see, my thought process was I see the original of order consolidation, manipulation, expansion. So that was for me, you see, we're going to reverse right now, but I want to see some more price action now. I want this low to be respected. And that's exactly what happened with this move right there. Price created a swing low, took that swing low out, respected this value gap, inversion of a value gap, and then I saw displacement. I saw two big bullish candles, and one candle was invalidating this bearish value gap. So therefore I took the trade, put my stop below this low, and yeah, price came back. Price took out this high with displacement again. So I was thinking I was on the right track, and if I'm not mistaken, I took a partial somewhere here after taking out this low, because still we are in a bearish environment, right? 15 minutes is bearish, 1 hour is bearish, everything was bearish, and we see also still displacement here, and we are now in this mitigation area. So therefore I took my took some profits, and also I was in a 1-to-1, so that's also that I take profits. And then afterwards, what happened was that I moved my stop to break even just to be safe, and then it took me out right there. So that was my first trade. So that was a, let's call it a partial win. Then price created this flag pattern, whatever you want to call it. Price traded lower. So again, kind of the same story. We took out liquidity. Price created all those lows in here, and they took them out right there. So I was still anticipating a reversal of some kind. So then I saw this move right here. I saw this relatively equal lows here, got taken by this wick. And then I saw this displacement higher, real displacement higher. And price came down, created a swing low, respecting this low, took out this low, and that was my entry. So I was anticipating higher prices from here, but as you can see, it immediately became a loss. So this was the first real loss. Then we have kind of the same setup later on. Equal lows created, they get taken out with speed. Price came up, price came down. Again, those equal lows were taken right here. Then we saw bullish movement closing above the low. Now I was really thinking, okay, this is it. But again, nope, got stopped out. I didn't trust this move. Usually when you see such bullish candles, it's often a trap. 5, 6, 7 straight up bullish candles with no order blocks in between and whatsoever. It's a fake move. So I was waiting, and happily I didn't anticipate in here. And as you can see, this move got taken out. Then that was then the end of the New York session. So then I was thinking, okay, if London was bearish, London was bearish, lunch was bearish, New York was bearish, so there should be some kind of reversal or whatever happening in the close. So I was waiting. So here was the start. This large candle, this bearish candle was 10 o'clock. Then price took out New York low. Then we traded higher. Then we see consolidation, right? We also see buy side and sell side. And now it took the sell side, and it also took this low again. And then what happened was recreated this low. Recreated this low, did not take out this low, because this low already took out these lows with speed. And here I entered directly because I was now thinking that London close would give the reaction a pullback of some kind. So I targeted some high time frame array, which is irrelevant now because the trade didn't pan out. But what I did was, after price took out this high, I took partials. I took out the majority of my trade because price was already really, really bearish. So I was careful with taking my trade. So with this trade, I fixed my previous losses, the previous two. So I was happy with that. And then I leave a small runner, and I put my stop to break even. And as you can see right here, further down the line, I got stopped out. So yeah, today was like that. So at the end of the day, I traded break even, which is just fine, especially in such a difficult market to enter. Just because the price was just melting. I had no idea price would come all the way down here. Look at the 4 hour. And in a way it did make sense, right? Because there are no PD arrays on the 4 hour to push prices higher. So either price would have reacted from this low and consolidates and then pushes price higher. But since price just had strongly closed below, the only thing that could send price higher now is this fair value gap. I'm thinking it's also a reason that I took a trade somewhere in here. Yeah, because we are at the mean threshold, like there. But as you can see, price did not really react from that fair value gap. Also look at the 15. Let's remove this. So yeah, price consolidated at the mean threshold, but we never get that expansion higher. So, and I wasn't really too keen on taking shorts because it is a really nice short entry. But yeah, we are in discount with a higher time frame bullish PD array. You don't want to short into those. So therefore, I was looking more for longs. And also what we have on the 4H is of course is fair value gap. Next thing we have is this order block, right? The wick is now still respected. As you can see, 50% of the wick, if I'm not mistaken. Let's see. Yeah, so the mean threshold of this wick, of this order block wick, is now respected. But anyways, what I think what will happen now is we created those lows and we left those relatively equal highs, right? So, and also again, we are in this 4-hour dealing range. Not using this wick, not sure why, but on the lower time frames you can see this area is more respected than when I would use this high. The way how I calibrate things. Oh, I'm sorry, this is the better way to calibrate it. Yeah, sorry, I thought it was a different way. Anyways, yeah, so we're just hovering about the 75% level. So we have these equal lows, and still we have this liquidity, and we have this liquidity. And what we have is of course this fair value gap. And there's some inversion fair value gap, which has been traded through. And then we have this very, very strong order block resting right here. So there are enough PD arrays where price could react from. But I think what will happen, I'm not very sure, because we might now take out these lows and reverse because we are in discount. But on the other hand, if we look at the daily now, look what the daily has done. The daily has taken out all this liquidity. So there is no liquidity resting above this high. Where is the liquidity resting? Below all those lows. There's liquidity here, 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 here. There's tons and tons of sell-side liquidity below those lows. So let's look at the high. Also, look at this previous week high, took out this swing high and closes back in the range. So what does it mean? That means usually price will take out the low that created this high. And that's this low all the way down here. So yeah, from that perspective, I am bearish, but I'm only bearish once the 4-hour shows me to be bearish. And for now, we are still inside this bullish bullish dealing range. So yeah, we'll see. For now, this is it, and until I speak to you next time. Bye.